here's a review of the Liebherr LB28 drilling rig. This model is in the colors of Implenia, and it is produced by NZG in 1/50th scale. It's a pretty nice model. It functions pretty good, but I honestly don't know very much about foundation equipment like this, so in my opinion it works good. So it does function good. It does have quite a bit of detail, and I'll show quite a bit of stuff that I like about it in the review. So let's get on with it and start down with the tracks. As you can see, they are on extendable frames, so they can narrow up for transport and extend out. Kind of hard to do with one hand, but extend out for working. The frames themselves are pretty nice. There's no working rollers or anything, but as you can see, there's a couple steps. Liebherr is embossed on the drive sprocket, and all metal pads that are linked together, so they will come off, and they are spring loaded. They do roll, but they are very stiff, even to roll by hand, so I tend to not use them. But thing up on the body, some textured catwalks around it, plastic handrails and mirrors. The guard on top of the cab is plastic, and you can see some window seals. And the interior is pretty nice. On the front there's a windscreen wiper if you can see it. 2 lights on top and an aerial. And inside there's a seat and some joysticks. It's pretty basic, but it does look pretty good. This, I believe, is a metal ladder. I'm not positive though. It looks nice. A daisy on the side, which is part of the company logo. And the doors look very nice too, with painted handles. I believe this is an air filter, correct me if I'm wrong, and then you got your exhaust up on top here. Moving to the back of the machine, you can see it has Liebherr with some nice warning graphics, and Implenia very nicely readable across the back. This camera's not focusing very good, so sorry about that. Other side has a replicated grille. I'm not sure what this piece is on top. These are cable holders on top. The 3 gray pieces. There's also a light on the back of it. Some more textured catwalks. Some more nice graphics on the doors. And in the front here, all the hydraulic lines and hoses come out and go up to the I'm not sure what that piece is called, but up to the mast. On top it's pretty nice. There's non-slip texturing. I just think that's a little handrail in front of the exhaust, and a very sturdy mast going off the body. Again, all the hydraulic lines, they are actually flexible rubber. I like this metal guard. I think this side especially looks very busy and complicated. I really like how that looks. The cylinder jackets are plastic, but they do have a pretty good color match. And moving up to the top of the mast, you can see the big pulleys are for the actual drill, and that little one off the back is for the little hook. And they go down to 2 working winches. I'll show you those after a while. And this winch up top, it's just for looks. It'd be for moving the this piece up and down, but that's not replicated. It's just you have to move by hand, which I don't think is necessarily a bad thing. You can see some guide pulleys going up it. The top piece does actually tip back for when you lower the whole mast down. It does tip back to reduce the headroom, and I don't really want to take it off just because as you can see, I took it off the one time and I can't get that back pin in, but I'll try and put it back in after this. Up to the, I'm not sure what it's called, if it's the, I want to say sledge, but I don't think that's right. So this piece is what moves up and down on the mast, and the drill, it does lock into places on the drill head like here, but you can lower it all the way down to where the drill is. If you're like, say, push or moving, setting in the casing, this would be like a, I guess almost a pile driver in some ways. It would just pushes down the casing. You can see some hydraulic lines. They do just clip into here, but mine, they don't stick very good, so I just haven't bothered. I'll move this up to get but the auger is a metal piece. It does look very good, and there is an adjustable stabilizer leg on the bottom. The whole piece does turn. It is, at least on mine, it's kind of hard to turn, but I'd rather it be, I wish it was honestly a little bit easier to turn, but it does turn, as you can see. On this side of it, it's basically, there's just the two spots for the keys. And again, another shot at the bottom of this looks very complex, if you ask me, with all the hoses. And this is just the covering for the hydraulic hoses going up to the mast. And I'll try and show it one hand, but this bottom, the bigger winch, push in, that controls the whole drill head. It does have a brake, so it will just kind of fall if you aren't careful with it. And the second one is for the hook, the little auxiliary hook. It doesn't have very much weight to it, so it won't just fall down by itself, but as you can see, it does move, which it's pretty nice. It does, the whole model does rotate. It's kind of hard to show with this down and one-handed moving this, but it all does fold down for transport. And you can take the this whole piece off to reduce headroom. You just have to cut the line up on top, but it does fold down. It in the real machine does split, I believe, right here. So I think you can take the top part off. Don't quote me on that, but I think that's how that works. And another kind of cool feature, I think, is the whole mast. I'll try and show it somewhat, but the whole mast can be like angled. So if you're piling at an angle, and it can even angle towards the machine. I'll try and, I don't think it'll really work, but it kind of does. It's, again, hard to do with one hand, but I really like the inclusions with this model. They give you this metal casing piece, which looks pretty nice, and they give you a whole base plate for it. So they give a cover for this, but the casing slots into there, and then you can put the machine up on top. I have displayed it like that. I do like how that looks. However, you do have to have a plastic adapter that hooks onto here, because this is bigger than the casing, so it won't quite fit. But it doesn't look too bad. So overall, it is a very nice model. I like it, the color scheme, and I really did get it just for this color, and I wish I knew a little bit more about these kind of models, but they do look very nice, and I'm happy to have this model. I really wanted to get I believe, what is it, the HS850 crane and Implenia to match it, but those are discontinued, so that's that. So if you have any questions or want me to go in a little bit more detail on it, just let me know. And that's my review of the Liebherr LB28 drill rig. Hope you enjoyed it, and thanks for watching.